please welcome the incredible Jackie Services. Just joking, Jackie Serviss.
Nice to see you.
I know, this is actually my first in-person in the studio.
Is it really?
Yep. Like I've done
Oh
it in,
my gosh, I'm christening the space. I love it. Thanks for having me on the show.
Martell Media has a little studio up there, but we set this up to be able to do this. So
this is awesome. And look at your office. Like it's branded into the wild. I know. Here you are.
I know. It's pretty cool. And it's funny because originally it was supposed to be very pink. And there was part of me that felt a little bit guilty coming into the venture studio that is very masculine. And I just said, let's just keep it the same colors. And then I got my Into the Wild sign. But
and it pops. Like literally we were at the door coming in. We're here with our friend Kiki as well. And the first thing she said is she's like, look at Renee's sign. She just sees your branding as soon as she walked in, which I love.
It is. You can see it. So a great spot. But I love this and I love having you here. This is your second time in Kelowna in what, 2 weeks?
Second time in Kelowna in 2 weeks, specifically to hang out with Max's mom, is what my kids say.
Oh my God, thank you.
So my kids had a chance to get to know Max, one of Renee and Dan's kids in Hawaii this year. And anyways, when I come to Kelowna now, that's what they refer to it as. Oh, you're going to go see Max's mom. And I said, yep, I'm going to go do some hanging out with Renee, my friend, Max's mom.
Yeah, they had a great time. We were in Hawaii for a couples retreat.
We were.
Oh my gosh, so much fun. We're doing another one in Tulum, actually after our mastermind.
Are you really?
Yep.
Okay, I got to put it in the calendar.
Yeah,
She's got to get locked in. That was such a great experience because there's so many times that, especially when you have young kids, like Brooks and I ebb and flow, right? Like he'll go to events, I'll go to events, etc. But to carve time out to be intentionally together and to just put it on the calendar, like that's what I loved about the retreat is there was some space to get it created some space for us to have some conversations in depth. But honestly, it was the space to have fun.
Oh, it was. It's like permission to have fun and play.
Oh, and that is like to laugh and play and be goofy. We hadn't seen that side of each other for a hot minute because we'd both been in just like a sprint season. And it was such a gift. So know for us that as much as we liked doing the introspection and having a chance to like reflect on some of our family values, it was actually our ability just to reconnect and have fun.
I know. Isn't that crazy? We think like there's so much structured work we have to do as founders, as partners, as wives. And it's really sometimes about just creating space to like have nothing to do.
Yes.
And play. Like we did zip lining.
What else did we went to the beach one day.
Yeah.
We had some great just like dinners and a bunch of us were always at the gym together in the morning. Yeah, and it's just cool to be around other people who live a similar lifestyle, but you can learn so much because their experiences are so different or their lens of life or what they're up to in day-to-day business is different. And so that was so cool. And I'm a big fan right now of more like intimate spaces. Mm-hmm. And
like not a 300-person event.
Although just shout out for the Pink Skirt Project. That's why I was here 2 weeks ago. And that event was rad. There was an energy around it. There was a buzz around it. And I gave you this feedback in our workout this morning. I loved the like quick hits, the 30-minute speaker talks. I felt like it really, for the people on stage, like they dropped in so much faster and they got to the point so much faster. And as a participant, like I took so much more away because of that. So that was super rad.
And it's funny how it just all kind of by design, but just the flow of the day, how it all happened. Yeah. And I feel like if you have faith in the process, even not knowing every step, but knowing that it's going to be good and you'll figure it out, and you really with conviction believe that, magic can happen. And that's exactly what happened that day. Because I've never done an event that big before. And most people like start with like 30 people or 50 people, stretch it to 100. And me, it was 300.
How important, this was a vision that was on your heart.
Yeah.
For a little bit.
Like very long time.
It came up, Renee and I, we've probably known each other since my kids were young. So I'm going to say 7 years.
Okay.
And I feel like, I'm actually curious. I'm going to ask the question. How long has this vision been on your heart for?
Since 2017.
Yeah.
But it was
honestly, that's when we met.
Oh.
My kids were born in 2016.
Oh, dang.
And they were young twins, and we were talking about Irish twins and twin twins, and we were moving through that phase of life together as being entrepreneurs.
Twins. Yeah, I don't know what's worse. Why did we do this to ourselves?
Yeah.
But yeah, the vision, which is interesting, because I do believe in God, and I believe that no idea is unique, and that an idea has been given to people over and over again, but across different, like thousands of people. So you might get this idea, and then Kiki might get this idea, but it's the person who takes action that actually gets the results.
I literally Kiki and I were just having a conversation about default to action. That quote that's in this office, this whole idea of just like,
do it.
Go to action, just do it, just make the call, go all in, make a bet on yourself. And as a friend,
Pull the mic a little closer. Just like,
a little bit closer.
Like turn it towards you, like angle it like this, baby. Yes, there we go. There we go.
Now I'm a real podcaster.
Yeah, you are.
But the whole concept of like watching, for me, the coolest thing was watching somebody that I love and respect so deeply, and I call it a true friend, take a vision and allow it to unfold in the way that was authentic to you. Because there's so many times where we get these visions and we hold the vision at the beginning, but then hurdles come up, roadblocks come up, situations happen. And so we veer a little to the left, or we veer a little to the right, or we don't stay true to our vision. And one of the things I just admire about you is like witnessing you hold that vision. And that vision was the manifestation of that day, and being in that energy of the manifestation. Like I have literal goosebumps because of the energy in that room. And for me, I just want to acknowledge you. And I'm so proud of you to hold that vision, because I see so often, like, we'll get into all sorts of things here today, but like we lose the sight of what the vision was when we wanted to get started along the way.
And also, like, I mean, let's talk about vision. That should be the theme of the show.
Let's go. Here we go. Let's talk about
it. Because when we see what the potential outcome could be, and there's so much possibility in our idea and our vision, then we start to doubt ourselves. And then when we start to doubt ourselves, we get advice from other people, or we like turn to ChatGPT, and like all of a sudden now there's all this bombardment of perspective and advice and things you should do and shouldn't do. And then you start to doubt yourself. And so why you need to default to action and take quick action is so that you get the show on the road. So the problem with me and the Pink Skirt Project, and I know I had to go through this, but I worked with a couple other people to see a version of this vision come to life. And it didn't feel right. One was we were looking at creating a mini documentary or a mini series and pitch it to Netflix. We had a production company that we were looking at and pretty much hired to do the work.
Okay.
And it was like, this isn't it, because that was their dream for this idea, but it wasn't my dream for this idea.
How did that show up for you though? Like, let's actually double click on that, because we can talk about vision so often. Was it a knowingness in quiet moments? Was it these small little ankle biters? Was it a feeling in your intuition? Like, how did that show up for you?
The feeling was how it ended up being harder and not as fun as I anticipated.
Oh. And if you don't know this about Renee, Renee has quite a sense of humor. It's one of my favorite found.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. Oh my gosh, your jokes. If I need a good laugh or I need some perspective, like I will call Renee for that reason. And so just knowing you, like when it stops being fun, or there's times where things are hard. Let's not sugarcoat. Like we have to do uncomfortable things sometimes to get there.
So many uncomfortable things bringing this event to life.
Yeah.
Like, tough conversations. Like even a vendor that we had come in to be a food sponsor that was like, they didn't do anything wrong. I just didn't feel in alignment with them. Like energetically, I was like, I don't think they're the people. They don't understand the vision.
Yeah.
It seemed very transactional. We already agreed and they already started doing the work, and I had to call them up and tell them, I feel like we found a better fit. Like those are tough conversations to have.
Yeah.
And it wasn't hard for me to do that because I loved what I was doing. And I saw the outcome. It's like, these are the people that need to be involved, not this person. And if that means that they're going to go and talk crap about me behind my back because I let them go, I actually don't care.
Well, that's not about you. That's about them.
That's it.
Right.
It's in alignment with what I want to do. So I think in business, people take shit way too seriously.
Yeah.
It's like, can we all just have a little more fun?
Yeah.
Like, why not? Why not have more fun?
And I think if I think about the Pink Skirt Project, 350 women in an environment together, and the cohesion of women, like there's a different energy. You're surrounded by a lot of men. And there's a different energy, like this entire studio. And I love the dudes. And like the young guns are really fun.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of masculine energy, and there's a gift. There's an innateness that is my experience within myself, and I continue to craft it, but it's also like the mere reflection of all these incredible women who are in my life, where intuition, a knowingness, a guidance, source, God, like there's something that speaks through us, all of us, men and women. That's not either or, it's an and. But there's like a intuition that women have sometimes where it's just like, I don't know, my gut's telling me. I don't know. This is like, it's just showing up this way for me right now. Yeah. Do you get those? Do you get those pings?
God, all the time.
Yeah.
Like even just like conversations I have, people that want to work for me, even the volunteers that wanted to come out to Pink Skirt Project. Like even though
I met so many of them. That was
volunteering
so cool.
their time, there's some that were just like, I don't know.
Are they going to hold the energy? Are they going to hold the vibration? Is this in alignment with the bigger vision? And that's because you had the vision. And that's often where, I do executive hiring for companies all the time. And when we don't know what the vision is of what we're trying to create, like I can reverse engineer, I kind of break it down. It's like people, process, tech, right? And so like I do the people element, but I got other people that I can shift in to help with tech or process for companies. But it's often like people won't know where they're going. They won't know the vision, or they won't be able to, even if they don't know how to get there, they won't hold or dream big enough to have a vision or allow the vision to come through them to the nth degree. Yeah. And so therefore, when you're reverse engineering a strategy, how you get it done, it can sometimes be left or right of the target because we're not clear on it's like being blindfolded and throwing darts.
Yeah,
it's like, where are we going? What are we trying to create here?
I cannot do that. So it's like all this coming down to what you do in terms of like hiring and helping executives find, is it like executives find jobs or companies finding the right executives?
It's usually the company finding the right executive. Right. Yeah.
How much of this vision thing is such a roadblock to some of these executives?
So much. I would actually say oftentimes where it starts with a lot of the companies I'm working with is an ability to put a mirror in front of a leader and have them get really clear on like what's showing up for them, what do they want to create in the world, what is their vision, what's getting in their way, what are the fears, limiting beliefs, imposter syndrome. I mean, I can name it. I've lived all of them. I have all of them. They're within me too. And oftentimes it's this whole concept of if you don't know where you want to go, and sometimes you have to do it in sprints. Like this is another concept that I think gets missed sometimes is maybe today where I'm sitting now, I can see a path that I couldn't see 5 years ago, because when I was starting out, it was how do I make my first 100,000? Yeah. And then
or your first dollar.
How do I get my first sale? What can I put together as a package product service that can support somebody with the gifts I have in the world? Like visions shift over time, and like we have the right to change our mind. And so oftentimes there's these moments where people come to me and they're, hey, I think I need people to help solve these problems, or often these feelings I'm having within myself. Ooh. And when you start to peel back the onion and start to do a little bit of work on vision, on limiting beliefs, on some of the fears that are creeping up as to why we haven't done it already, there's often a need to like really tune inward and look inward to find that clarity. Because as soon as we unlock that, as soon as we get a piece of the clarity, even if it's not fully baked, these pings come in the most unique ways in the most unique times. And we might only see a piece of it right now, but then 6 months from now, something else shows up that gives us additional clarity, and we keep iterating over time.
Got me thinking about even the process of bringing the Pink Skirt Project to light, because we're 2025, and the vision came in 2017.
That's 8 years.
Yeah. But I needed to live that life
Amen.
in order to bring it to what we all created. I could not have done it like back then. Gosh, it would have been a flop, 100%. I needed to have for me, it was the life experience to build the confidence and trust in myself to be able to do it.
Isn't there something so powerful about trusting the timing?
Yeah.
Like there's been, like I believe in divine timing. Like there's been times in my life in previous scenario situations where, you know, I would put myself in like a woe is me, like why not me? Like I'm doing all the things and why not me? And I just have this underlying belief now that like if it's meant for me, it won't miss me. And like there is divine timing in life. And as long as I just continue to follow my truth and my alignment and take the steps that continue to move me towards my vision and my purpose, it will unfold in the most beautiful timing. And hindsight's 2020. I don't know when that is. I still believe I'm, you know, we were laughing yesterday about playing small. Like I still believe that
I know
I'm coming into myself, into the woman I'm meant to be in this world.
Playing small, trying to convince you to move here. Jackie sent me pictures of like real estate close to my house. She's like,
I just
is this
really
close
want
to you?
that.
And I was like, yeah.
I actually didn't know. Yeah.
It's like right there. But going back to like playing small and the thought that I had was, oh my gosh, I'm slipping here, my brain.
Divine timing. If it's meant for you, it won't miss you.
I know. Well, clearly that question was not meant for you. Oh, this is what it was. Because when we first started like chatting more, you were doing something else.
Yeah.
And what was that something else?
So I left corporate America, and part of my story, which I know you and I have talked before, whether it's my podcast or yours in previous episodes, is in 2012, I was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and I was living a very high intensity corporate life. I was an executive VP of HR, and I had led this life around put your head down, grind harder, do more, more is better. I grew up in a very athletic family. It was a little bit of that, like, just do more and push through, and, you know, you can get through anything. And that moment for me was this brick wall moment that really interrupted. It was, in hindsight, is 2020. It was the biggest blessing in my life, because what it means to me now is it was this divine intervention on a path that I was leading down that wasn't in alignment with my truth. And I had never, up until that point at 28 years old, taken the time to sit back and reflect on, what is it that I wanted? What was my vision for my life? What is it that would create purpose for me in this world? How can I serve in a bigger way? And it was the first time I talk about, like, imagine this girl running with her head down, full on sprint, directly into a brick wall and getting kicked back, falling on your ass, looking up. And it was my moment of, like, truth of finding myself. It was, and I'm still in it. I'm still uncovering all of that.
Oh, and I think it doesn't change.
No, it's a journey, right? It's a constant. It's an everyday. It's a allowance for it to come through you. But that moment led me to all this uncovering and unfolding, and this unconditioning of what is it that I want, not is it that life wants for me, my parents want, the university told me I should do, my coaches in my sporting life told me I should do.
Like the white picket fence,
all of the things.
2.5 kids, the dog.
All of the things. So when I left that world, and it's almost like I swung a pendulum, and I ended up going into, I did an executive coaching degree, and I started coaching because I just wanted to help people ask bigger questions about their life and alignment in their life, and what did alignment feel like. It was like my story then led to what I was creating in the world. And the interesting thing about that is, as much as I love coaching, and I take a coach approach really to all things in my life, and that was just a step in uncovering what I was meant to be, I realized that my resistance into the past version of self, the Jackie who for 20 years, I guess 15 years, built a career around talent and about, like, connecting people, I was resistant to it because in my brain, it was the thing that created the brain tumor.
Oh,
and so there
wow.
was like this underlying loop for me that I really had to work through with a lot of inner work to come back to self, to come back to my own alignment, to listen to the whispers, to say, oh no, honey, like this was just a redirection of how you were meant to do this work, not if you were meant to do this work.
Oh, that's so crazy. Oh, wow. What trauma?
Yeah, just a little. And we're still like working through it.
Well, yeah. I mean, we all have traumas.
Of course.
For me, it was even like I shared this with Anita, who was my partner at the event.
Love Anita.
And it wasn't intentional about sharing it. It just kind of came out about how my previous business partner, when we were crushing the business in the world of PR, just got up and left one day.
Yeah.
And wasn't malicious, didn't do anything wrong, but we were really good friends. And she just said, our parting words were, I hope one day we can be friends again. And she just left.
Wow.
And this was like a growing team. We had clients from South Africa to San Diego. And I had this massive fear of abandonment. It was like the second big heartache of my life, maybe the third. But it was so devastating to me. And so then I associate success in business with abandonment. And that's the work you have to do, is like, because you've experienced that, you had those emotions, and now you connect that success or whatever that outcome was with that feeling.
100%. And then you literally create the loop of that is truth, because that's your experience.
Yeah,
that's
but then you attract that, just like the same woman who cannot stop dating the douchebag.
Yeah,
because she attracts.
Why does this keep happening? Well, you haven't learned the lesson yet, sister.
Yes.
Like, it's time to keep working on that. Pull it apart a little more.
Right? So like for you, it's like, oh my gosh, like I don't want to get a brain tumor. For me, it's like I don't want to be abandoned.
Yeah.
And so you have to work through these emotions, knowing that it'll only recreate itself if you let it recreate itself.
Amen.
So now you're healthy.
Yes,
And
I am.
crushing business.
I am. Yeah, it's been a fun journey these last couple of years, because again, like just trusting the timing and believing that the small repetitive work that you were doing would eventually unfold. And we had a really beautiful unfolding in this year in terms of growth and just connections and partnerships. And I've always said, for
kind
me,
of figured it out, huh?
well, did I quote unquote figure it out? I don't know. I'm figuring it out.
But like this, like fine tuning, like all these dials. It's like,
that's right.
You got to figure out which works for this stage, and you know this because this is what you do. Is then you grow in your business. There's certain people that have to come in, certain people that have to leave.
Yeah.
And like you're always fine tuning it. I mean, if you're growing, you have to be changing, or else you're just staying the same and it gets boring.
In like life, business, health,
everything,
relationships, all the things, like it's a constant. And so, we definitely went through a big growth sprint. And so it's interesting because I had been, quote unquote, in my business career, raised in a Fortune 50 company, and then joined a mid-size organization. And then for the last decade have been working with growth founders, like startup founders, growth energy. And they're very different. And these lessons that I knew from my Fortune 50 organization, I've now had to put them into practice it myself. Not only am I teaching them to my clients, but I'm also living it. And that just gives you fresh perspective, empathy, and understanding of where people are at, and just being able to hold a mirror up to say, like, yeah, got it. Like, and you can have more. Like, there's another level for you here. And so that's been fun for me with a lot of founders this last year, is holding up a mirror and helping them recognize that they're actually in their own way.
Everyone's in their own way.
Aren't we all?
Yes. There's some people that just can't delegate. Yes. It's like you just got hit in the face. You're like,
yeah.
oh my gosh. So coming back to this whole vision thing though too.
Yep.
So what do you think scares people the most to actually follow through with the vision? Where do you see this in the people that you're helping?
Oh gosh, what shows up for me right away is they have a vision, and when they're alone journaling in the morning, they're clear on that vision. And maybe at night when they're having a cup of tea, they're clear on that vision. And then they step into the day and the noise happens. People's opinions happen. They listen to a podcast. Their sister says something. I don't know, right?
Damn
I don't
sisters.
even have a sister. I have a brother.
I have a sister and she says things.
Yeah. So somebody says something, and I see a lot of the times, here's one option, like one thing I see, one line that definitely shows up is like allowing other people's influence to actually dictate the direction of where you're going against your vision.
That probably happens more often than not.
I did it. I've done it.
Me too.
I'm probably still doing it in some ways where I'm blind and can't see it. But like that shows up a lot of like, well, what do you want? Well, my so-and-so said this, and so therefore I should probably do that. And, you know, I talked to my friend the other day and they said they hired a new social media manager, so I probably need one too. Like, hold up. Like, let's stop this groupthink and actually get clear on what you're trying to create in your life and what you're trying to create in your, let's use business, where that's kind of the line we're in right now. But like, what are you trying to create in your business? And we can reverse engineer any strategy around people.
Do you think that people are resistant to doing that work because they're, so like the work that you need to get clear on the vision is that they don't have enough trust in themselves? Because they're like, look at this vision. This is what I want to achieve. Yeah. But also maybe these other people's opinions are from those that have already successfully done it.
Yeah.
And it might not be right. Mm-hmm. And so then we doubt ourselves. Oh, but they're saying this, but that's not what I want to do. So you don't end up doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's all back to the trust of self. And like, I'm a big proponent of putting myself in containers, surrounding myself with people who have done what I want to achieve ahead of me, because I do believe in coaching. Like my entire life, whether it's sports, health, life, business, I've always invested in somebody who's gone before me, because there will be lessons from those people that you can extract and put in against your vision to help you amplify that vision, get you there faster. But the thing that I got caught up in with some of my first coaches when I was an entrepreneur is everything they said, I did. I'm a really good executor. So when people tell me to do something, I'm like, okay, let's get the A and the gold star. And so I follow the checklist and I do the damn thing. Never checking in with myself to say, got it. And is this in alignment with what I'm trying to create? This worked for you. Yeah. But that's been the shift for me, and some of the coaches I've had more recently is there's a lot of things that I could take. And there's certain ones that definitely resonate at a deeper level. Mm-hmm. And so continuing to lean in, and I'll take this lever and I'm going to take this, I'm going to leave that because that's not where I'm at right now. So take what resonates for you to achieve your vision.
Oh man, it's the discernment of knowing what is the right path.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I've had incredible coaches. I live with one.
Yeah, I mean, that is the coach who has helped me these last 2 years really unlock my business. Yeah. I will give a shout out to your hubby, Dan Martell.
Thank you. And it's challenging too, because he just has a different way of doing business.
He does.
And he has a different outcome and desire for what he wants to earn in his business. Yeah. See, my philosophy is always impact first. And I think it's a very feminine approach too. And I just trusted that the money would come. Kind of like, fingers crossed, put it out in the universe.
6 figures, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was profitable.
Oh,
6 figures.
Super profitable. Yeah. Pre-selling tickets for next year.
Man, that doesn't happen, girl.
Oh, no.
In the event space. This is rare.
It's so rare. I actually asked ChatGPT.
Are you the top 0.01%?
What's the expectation?
Yeah.
And again, held the vision. I said, honestly, I don't give a shit what other people think. I don't care about the experts. And I was listening to like Ryan Dice's show about all of the events that he used to have for like traffic and conversion, and trying to get advice and even talking to experts. And they're like, yeah, you'll probably break even. Is this a sales event? I'm like, no, it's an entertainment event. It's an experience. It's like Cirque du Soleil for business.
Yeah.
And pretty much people said, yeah, good luck. Like you can't be profitable because nobody else done it before. What? And not only were we super profitable, but our survey results are coming in and we have enough data to know that our NPS scores were like world class.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it can be done, because I said yes to what felt good. And going into these meetings with Anita, I was like, I'm just going to lay the table, like the rules. Table stakes are bad, ucky feeling in the gut. You speak up right away. If it's me, if it's them, if it's an idea, don't deny it. And if it hits like a fuck yeah, then it means that we got to go with it.
Yeah.
So our decision making was so fast.
Ooh, love that.
Yes, no, no. And that allowed us to not only create the vision, but protect the vision, like with this force field around it, because we knew that is what needed to be created. Yeah. And I'm not going to and I don't care if you're an expert in the industry and you've done this a million times over, because I can figure this out.
Well, and you can be a trail, like maybe it hadn't been done before, but now you've just created a path to show other people that it's possible. Like, I love watching people who have gone before me because I'm like, fucking right.
Well, and that's
this
the
is
thing.
now possible. Like,
I could not have done it without those people.
Amen.
So Lindsay Schwartz,
Yeah.
from Powerhouse Women to Lori Harder,
Yeah.
that are friends and mentors. Like, they definitely inspired me. There's no doubt.
amazing.
Going to Tony Robbins events, like all the events I've been to inspired me. All the conversations I had with girls inspired me.
Yeah.
But
we
also
we needed that room, so thank you for creating it.
Well, yeah, and it was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
It was so pink and so powerful. I remember Dan, he had not looked at the crowd before I jumped out on stage, and his first words when he looked out, he goes, "Whoa, this is different." Was exactly what we were trying to create. But going back to that is, I do believe the best advice comes from somebody who has successfully done it before, but also don't take it verbatim.
That's right. Like, allow yourself to have, again, the iterative ways of saying, like, okay, I'm going to take this and leave the rest. And it's not to say that that's not great advice, because that may be great advice for me down the road. But right now, that doesn't feel true to me. So I'm going to continue on the journey. So back to your original question, like, that is a huge thing that shows up for people, and that keeps them off their vision, is that they take people's opinions and they take it as truth instead of actually challenging if it is.
Because they don't trust themselves.
Amen.
They're like in this position where I've never done this before, so then my perspective can't be right.
That's right.
But it's not true. I think we all need to be trailblazers. It's just like, bend the rules. Like, we're here to actually break them. Sorry. We're breaking rules.
We're breaking rules, and like, we can create things that have never been done before.
Yeah, why not?
That's available for us.
100%. Okay, so like the vision thing, what's your vision for your business?
It's interesting. So we had this offsite a couple years ago, and one of my teammates, her name is Victoria on my team, really challenged my vision, which I love too. I love holding myself in containers with people who actually sometimes have an even bigger vision than I can see, or like they feel something within me that I can't see yet. Dan's another example of that. Like, he saw something in me that I didn't see, and he was like, I'm going to tell you exactly what I see. And like, that allowed me to then be open to see something.
Yeah.
And this whole concept was, we were running this business. It's an executive coaching or executive recruitment, business. And we were hiring people. And sometimes there's stress that comes in business. I know that's hard to believe, but there were stressful moments that would show up in our business. And I had this tendency, and I didn't even mean for it to come off negative, but how it came out was, it's okay. We're going to figure this out. Like, we're not saving lives here.
No.
Right? Like, this isn't a hospital setting. We're not curing cancer. Like, it's all good. We'll figure it out. Like, no worries. Let's keep going. Let's figure out how we make this better. If somebody made a mistake, or if I made a mistake, or whatever. And it was interesting because she played back to me in the moment of one of our offsites. She said, but wait, we are changing lives. And I was like, tell me more about that. And she's like, if I didn't have this opportunity, if I didn't have this ability to step into a place that allowed me to be authentically myself and create with an entrepreneur, I didn't even know a job like this existed. If I didn't have this opportunity, I wouldn't be in a place right now to hold something I want for my vision, have the house I live in, like, create the life I want to create. And she's like, so don't kid yourself. Like, we may not be saving lives in a hospital setting, but we are gifting people a life that actually allows them to live out their vision as well. And so this whole concept of, no, we actually do save lives, has been like this underlying like vibration for us, which is,
you can reframe saving life isn't about like life or death,
correct,
but actually like cherishing and preserving a life,
and like creating an ability for people to step into their authentic purpose.
Yeah.
And to do that in a container that might look different than what we've been taught has to be the way. I'm sitting in Martell Ventures right now with Renee in her wicked ass studio. And think about the lives that have been impacted from this business, from Martell Media, from your podcast, from the Pink Skirt project.
I'll tell you, those days when you want to throw in the towel.
Yeah.
Every single time without hesitation, when I was like, I'm just going to stop the podcast. Because sometimes it's like, what's the ROI? This is a lot of work. Every single time that happens, I instantly get a DM from somebody saying this episode changed my life. And it's like, okay, God, loud and clear. And it happened probably 12 times. And I'm like, now I just know, keep going. Because it's, and like, luckily we have sponsors. So it's monetized. Finally,
She's
after
also figuring out how to monetize this bad boy.
Finally, after 5 years.
Come to Renee Warren when you want to know how to make profitable events.
Let me double click on this for one quick
go.
hot second. I felt so guilty trying to charge money for so many things in my life because I was resistant to being the woman that can drive a supercar. We talked about this morning very briefly when Kiki and I were opening my garage door, admiring what car we're going to take on Saturday.
I'm about to cancel my flight so that I can sit on the roof.
We'll put you in the back. And I told her, I said, I used to be embarrassed to sit in these cars because I thought these cars were driven by douchebags that took advantage of the people. Because in order to make that money, of course, you'd have to walk all over people's toes. Because that is the story that we're all told.
Money doesn't grow on trees, Renee.
But the impact now that I see that we make and how it gives other people permission, like, why can't we have 10 supercars? Why can't we have gorgeous studio and have incredible friends? Like, our good friend sitting right outside those doors is the founder of my favorite clothing line.
It's so dope.
And she's fucking excited to be here.
She's so excited to be here, and she was just stopped in the middle of Kelowna to ask if there was a store, Kavari, if there was a store here because people love her brand, and she's created a brand in Australia, and we're in Kelowna, Canada, and she is recognizable. Like, that is, it's beyond us, and that's what it's always been. You talked about impact. I literally
Saving
laugh.
lives.
My last name is Serviss. That is not a mistake. Okay, God gave that to me for a reason. I did not change my name when I got married. There's a reason for that.
Same.
It just resonated with me at such a deep and core level because everything for me has come from a place of service. What I have had to realize in my experience of brain tumor to building, a very profitable executive recruitment business now is I also have to serve self. And I actually have to serve self first. And so that's been one of the biggest lessons of my life is the more I continue to serve here, the more I can give and grant other people in service. And so, yes, I do save lives with connecting like really epic human beings with dope ass opportunities that they didn't even realize exist. And that's the coolest thing because there's so many.
You never know. Like, here's the thing is you might be providing a career opportunity for somebody who actually needs that salary to fund a kid's medicine.
I've heard,
and you are saving lives.
And that was the layer deeper that I didn't see. That was what I was cutting off my ability as a founder to see until somebody on my team had just had the foresight, just spoke up. She's like, "Can we stop saying this?" And I was like, "Oh, okay, tell me more." And she's like, "You say it all the time, and I just want to like play this out for you." And we get the messages, and we get the DMs, and we get the cards, and we don't realize the impact it makes to that individual, that company, that family,
community,
the communities.
Oh yeah,
it's a really cool thing to be able, and like I really see myself as a human connector.
So you save lives.
I save lives.
I save lives too.
Amen.
I mean, if you're choking, don't count on me.
But you know what? I actually have a couple really cool clients who are in medicine, so I'll find you the person who knows how to help you. But in the moment,
YouTube video. In the moment,
I'm not
probably
great at
panic. Dan would know. Don't trust Renee because there's fight, flight, freeze, or scream, according to Dan. In my survival mechanism, when I found a scorpion on my shoulder coming back from Costa Rica in our mudroom.
Oh no!
And I flicked it off.
Oh, I remember this story.
And I guess the sounds that came out of my mouth, he was like, "I thought you were wrestling a raccoon or something in the house. Like, what was going on?" So yeah, don't trust me in those moments. But who knows? Like, I've never really, fortunately, knock on wood, had to be in those crazy moments.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: hold the vision. So you were kind of dabbling in your business, and then you started to like tune things, like those dials we were talking about. Things started, you're just like tuning things a little bit by little bit, getting some really great case studies, success stories, and now you run a flippin' successful business.
Yeah, thanks, girl.
And you look amazing. Like, I feel like you're looking younger, more energetic. I know you're on this like health journey.
Yeah, Dan just was like, "You want to do this thing?" I'm like, "Yep." So,
well, that's the thing.
Yeah,
and like being in his orbit, you have no choice but to
you
be healthy.
Yeah, that's
you have to.
That's it.
Anything else you want to add about vision?
I just think, allow the vision to come out in the way that it's meant to through you. I think so often we try to limit it, or we put boundaries on what is allowed and what's not allowed, or conditioned beliefs on what needs to be true for us. And for me, it's the more I've allowed it to expand, the more I've given it space to expand, like the spaciousness it just deserved and needed, the more it continues to unfold. And the gift of recognizing that you can change your mind, that this might be what I'm doing right now. Like I was an executive in corporate, and then I was an executive coach, and then I was like, it's not quite it. There's something different. Yep. And then I started recruiting, and even in the recruiting, I was like, I want to create partnerships and not transactional relationships. And then I tried a few things, and I was like, not quite it. And you keep iterating and iterating and iterating. Like that is the gift of vision. And the thing that, 2 years ago, I came out to hang out here for the first time and did a VIP day with Dan. And I wrote a vision down, and he had me look at that vision twice a day, every day. And I looked at it twice a day, every day, until I was in Hawaii with you.
Yeah.
And we were walking on the beach, and Dan asked me how business was going. And I said, remember that vision we created 2 years ago in your VIP day? He said, yep. And I pulled it up on my phone, and I said, it's done.
Yay.
And so then you had to recreate the next version.
Oh my God, they gave me goosebumps.
Yeah.
Because you did
some
the
of that
friggin' work.
That, right? Like it's in the days where it's heavy and hard, sometimes you don't know how you're going to get there. Mm-hmm. And then that reminder of like, I had in my calendar, these like just pings that would show up to say like vision. And so I would look at my vision and it's like speaking it into existence, believing that I was capable of that existence, believing that I could hold space to create multi-seven figures in a business.
Speaking it into existence.
All of that came from, I really believe, like
writing it down.
Yeah. Seeing it every day.
So when Anita and I were planning the event, we were going through the list of people we wanted on stage. And Lori Harder and Jen Gottlieb were there. And I was like, cool. It's possible. But I was like, ooh, I don't know. It's a big ask. And after our meeting, I wrote it kind of down on a piece of paper. But we had our spreadsheet of speakers. Mm-hmm. And she goes, write their names in the spreadsheet. And I go, well, they haven't confirmed yet. She's like, well, let's pretend they did.
Oh, that's so
And I was
cool.
like, oh, okay.
Right.
So I did. And then guess what happened 24 hours later?
They said yes.
They said yes. But not just a yes, like a full body, oh my God, I'd be so honored. This is so cool. Thank you. And I'm like, I'm not Tony Robbins here.
No, but you're Renee Warren.
I know.
Hey.
I know. So, and it happened.
Yeah.
And then it happened again.
Yeah.
And then we wrote down our numbers, and then that happened. So now I'm like, pink Porsche, Sarah Blakely. Who knows? Maybe it'll happen.
Jackie Services.
Jackie Services.
Just planting a quick seed. I'm kidding.
Yeah. So I think it's like, but write it down, and it could be totally like diabolically out of this world. Who cares?
And the funny thing was, like in hindsight now, like because we talked about that, like it was an achievable vision, but like it's done. And now I get to recreate a new vision. And so I'm in this process of recreating a new vision, which is super cool.
Here's the cool thing is that you did the hard thing that took some time.
Yeah.
And you held that vision.
Yeah.
But now you have more confidence and faith and conviction.
Amen.
In you knowing that, okay, this was a 20% leap. Now you can go like 50 or 60.
Let's go. Let's stop playing small.
We will not play small.
We're meant for big ass things in this world, girl.
100%. Everybody is.
We all are.
That is the purpose of this podcast, is to breathe possibility, instill possibility into people that are like, I want to do the thing. I don't know how, don't know who to talk to. Yeah. This is where we start. You find friends like Jackie, who you can have conversations. Like we spoke for almost an hour last night about something icky I'm going through.
Yeah.
And you said the things that were necessary, and I feel like so much better. But also we can work out this morning and be goofballs. Then we can sit on a podcast together, and then we can talk about spreadsheets and numbers and growth plans. It's like, it's the friendships that get you through. It really is.
Yeah. I'm deeply grateful for yours.
Find your Jackie's. She's taken. So.
But the whole concept of Into the Wild for me is this whole, how that lands for me and what it means to me is this concept of it doesn't need to be the way that everyone has told you to be. Yeah. It can be wild and free and goofy and fun and lighthearted. And at times it can be hard and challenging, and it's all available for us. Mm-hmm. And so this whole idea of allowing ourselves to be the fullest version, this wild, free version of self, and not be stuck in the box, the untamed version. I loved that book when it first came out.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's so dope. And I love what you're creating. I love the conversations you're creating in the world. And mm-hmm. I already bought my ticket for Pink Skirt, so I'm coming back.
I know, sure did. Oh my gosh! So if you want to hang out with Jackie,
yes, if you want to actually meet, let's be friends. I will be at the Pink Skirt Project next year, 2026.
Oh my gosh, and it's going to be so cool. We're already planning what we're doing, and I'll be talking about this again every day for the next year.
I can't wait, babe.
Oh well, I just love having you here. If people want to go online to find you, where can they go?
Yeah, at Jackie Serviss across everything. I hang out. Mostly Instagram and a lot on LinkedIn just because of what I'm up to. And a lot of people are hanging out there looking for gigs, and that's where we connect a lot of the times if somebody's looking for their next adventure. And
there you go.
That's where I am.
Go see Jackie. Thanks for coming out, sister.
Love ya. Thanks for having me on the show.